right, today we're doing a gut check. We're going to dive deep into that incredible ecosystem inside of us that pretty much powers our health. And we're going to find out how the food we eat can either be its greatest ally or, you guessed it, its worst enemy. So I want you to imagine something with me for a second. Picture your gut, not just as, a part of your digestive system, but as a massive, sprawling, living city, a metropolis absolutely teeming with life, where trillions of tiny citizens are working around the clock to keep the whole system running smoothly. And when I say teeming with life, I am not kidding. We are talking about roughly 100 trillion microorganisms living inside you right now. Get this, that's more than 10 times the number of human cells in your entire body. It's an absolutely staggering number, and these little guys form the very foundation of your health. Now, this inner universe has a name. It's called the gut microbiome. It's this huge community of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, and its job is beyond critical. It doesn't just help with digestion. No, it's a major player in your immune system, your mood, your overall well-being. Keeping the citizens of this inner city happy is, well, everything. But just like any city, this one can come under attack. Certain foods can act like invaders, right? They disrupt the peace, they cause chaos, and they really mess things up. So let's meet the top 5 enemies of your gut. First up on our most wanted list, red meat. Now, this includes things like beef, lamb, and pork, but it gets especially problematic when we're talking about the processed versions, bacon, sausages, hot dogs. So here's the deal with red meat. When you eat it, some of your gut microbes take a compound in it called L-carnitine, and they convert it into something called TMAO, and TMAO has been linked to hardening arteries. On top of that, processed meats can actually encourage the growth of microbes that fuel inflammation. It really all comes down to how our gut bacteria deal with these foods. Okay, enemy number 2 is a big one, and it's everywhere. Ultra-processed foods. These are those industrially manufactured, ready-to-eat products with very few whole food ingredients. We're talking soft drinks, fast food like chicken nuggets, and pretty much most of the packaged sweets you see on store shelves. The trouble here is really a triple threat. First, these foods can wipe out the diversity of your good gut microbes, and diversity is key. Second, this can lead straight to inflammation. And third, it can cause something called increased gut permeability. You might have heard it called leaky gut, which basically lets harmful stuff pass from your gut into your bloodstream. Not good. Our third enemy is alcohol. And look, long-term consumption launches a direct, 3-pronged attack on your microbiome. It kills off the helpful microbes, it encourages the harmful ones to grow, and just like those ultra-processed foods, it can lead to that dangerous gut permeability. Now, this next one on our list might actually surprise some of you. It's artificial sweeteners. Yeah, the sugar substitutes you find in so many diet and sugar-free products. And while they might not have calories, they are definitely not a free pass for your gut. Here's the problem. They can totally throw your gut microbiome out of whack, creating a real imbalance. They can also increase inflammation and, get this, reduce the production of these amazing things called short-chain fatty acids, which are absolutely vital for a healthy digestive system. Our final potential enemy, well, it's a little more complicated. Is dairy a foe? The thing is, for a huge chunk of the world's population, the answer is a definite yes. But unlike the others on this list, this one is conditional. Dairy really becomes a problem for people with specific conditions. We're talking about the nearly 70% of adults worldwide who are lactose intolerant and can't properly digest the sugar in milk. It's also a big problem for people with milk allergies or inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's, causing things like bloating, pain, and diarrhea. So we've met the enemies. They fuel the bad microbes, they create inflammation, and they weaken your gut lining. But here's the good news. For every enemy, there's a hero ready to defend your inner city. And these heroes, they do the exact opposite. They support the good guys, they reduce inflammation, and they strengthen your gut. So let's totally turn the tables. It's time to stop feeding the enemies and start empowering the heroes. It is time to call in the gut guardians. And here they are, your gut's best friends. Think of this as your 4-part strategy for success. You've got probiotics like yogurt and kimchi, which directly add good bacteria to the city. Then you have prebiotics from foods like onions and garlic, which are basically the food for those good bacteria. High-fiber foods support the whole system, while polyphenols, those antioxidants you find in berries and tea, help keep everything in perfect balance. So we've seen the villains and we have met the heroes. What is the takeaway here? What's this simple action plan that we can all actually follow? It all boils down to this, and this is so important. It's not about perfection. You do not have to eliminate every single bad food forever. The real key is balance. It's about consistently making a conscious choice, meal after meal, to feed your helpful gut guardians more often than you feed their enemies. And that brings us to our final thought. This isn't just some abstract information, it's a practical guide for you. So look at that list of heroes again, and just think about what comes next. Which one of these amazing, powerful gut guardians are you going to add to your plate today?